Okay, so as I promised, sorry, the camera's moving. As I promised, the makeup tutorial. This is gonna be awesome. Just so you know, I don't have studio lights or anything like that. Making my skin look amazing or anything like that. I just have my computer and the lighting that's around me, aka natural lighting. Let's just see how this goes. I don't know how well it's gonna turn out. So in here, I have the Fit Me Matte and Poreless for normal to oily skin. It's in 102 Fair Porcelain. And for foundation, I also have the Dream Liquid Mousse Airbrush Finish 28 Classic Ivory. Now, I mix these two because I have a little bit of a warmer skin, like, undertone, but I have a little cooler, normal, like, everyday you see my face and you think, "Oh, she's white." So, that's why I use these 2 is because I have a warmer undertone, I have red in my skin, and this counteracts that along with, the the green corrector. I'm sorry, it's supposed to correct the red. What I just do is I just dab this on my hand and and then I put the, foundation over it, or I don't use it at all because, the, um, Dream Mousse is so airbrushed that I don't wanna look cakey, and this tends to make me look cakey in some areas, so I only use this if I'm using, like, spot treatment type thing. Anyways, alright, so I also have my makeup wipes by Neutrogena here, making sure I don't make any mistakes, so alright, just grabbing my primer and my moisturizer. So I'm using the e.l.f. Daily Hydration Moisturizer right here. Alright, and I usually just put 1 pump just like that, just 1 little itty bitty pump on my finger. I wipe it on my hand then and get as much of the excess on my other finger. And the only reason I wipe it on my hand is to get some of the oils that are in it out. Um, and then I just dot it under my eye, down my smile lines, and up onto my forehead. And then I just kind of go from there and rub it all in, make sure my dry spots are all nice and moisturized and not overly saturated, but you know. Make sure they've got enough moisture to keep them all nice and not showing, I guess. Anyways, all right. So I just realized this is the mineral infused face primer. Um, and this is the wrong primer because this is basically oil and it makes my sorry about the talking baby. He's been finding his voice lately. Anyways, I found out earlier this week when I tested my makeup out and such, I actually cannot use this because it is basically an oil slick and I only use a tiny amount, and I mean itty bitty, like minuscule amount, if I want a dewy look. But today we're going for matte and poreless. So, with that said, I don't really have another primer. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go, if it'll come out. There we go. I just use this tiny little itty bitty dot. If you can see that, that's about the amount I use. About a dime size, not even. And actually, it's not even. It's literally like a few drops. And it's mainly because it's an oil slick. And I just put it all over my cheeks and chin area just to make sure that it's nice and primed and right underneath my eyes. And that's about it. All oiled up. Okay, so now that that's done, along with my hydration mask or moisturizer or whatever you want to call it. Now that those 2 steps are done, I can now safely mix my, come on. I can now safely mix my foundation. See, I just used like a quarter size amount and I dragged it off because it kept coming out. It didn't want to stop. I use usually 2 pumps of the Moosey stuff. And as you can see, it is, I don't know if you can see in this light, but it's very tan. Like, good God, it's tan. Like, I would never, ever, ever, ever use this on its own. Like, no way. No way would I ever use it on its own. Ever, ever, ever. All right, and then I have my damp beauty blender. My very stained damp beauty blender, and I absolutely love it. But see, I only use just a little quarter size, like a quarter size amount of the lighter one, and then about a dime size amount. I don't need too much of either one, and I just mix them together just to create that nice in-between tone. Let's blot away and let's see if this is even my color anymore. So as you can see, it is my color only because only and only because I put the 2 together. As you can see, this is this is a medium coverage, by the way. Medium coverage. It is buildable, so don't worry about that. So if you have a problem area like I do right here, it does cover. And the best part is that with this one, at least for my skin, because I have combination to oily skin. And no, I do not do brows, by the way. I don't have a brow product. I forgot to go get one last night. I was supposed to go get one for this, just for this tutorial, but I forgot to grab one. So, we are not going for that foundation eyebrow look today. Okay. Now, where did my phone go? I'm using my phone as my mirror because my mirror is a mess. Okay. Alright. Alright. Ugh. Chalky. Now, for me, it gets a little chalky, but only because of how my skin is in natural light. My skin looks chalky as heck. It looks chalky as heck in normal lighting. And so with this normal to oily foundation, it gets worse. And obviously I'll take my foundation brush and fix this monstrosity. Beauty blenders aren't usually what I go for, but just to make sure everything blended out smoothly, I'm gonna take this down into my neck. And as you can see in the I don't know if you can tell the difference, but from here is my natural neck, and up here and right up here is not. Oh, you can see a tongue line. Like, oh. So anyways, why are people texting me while I'm filming? So, okay. So far, so good. And like I said, I'll go in with a brush in a minute. Now, let me wipe this off my hand. My poor hand. My poor hand. Okay. Sorry about the crying baby. He's, being finicky. But I love him so much. Okay, now that I look like a geisha girl. No offense to geisha girls everywhere, but I just look pale as hell. All right. Now that that's done, now I get to go in with my concealer by CoverGirl. I love this concealer. I absolutely do. Anytime I do my makeup, I always use this, like, ay, ay, ay. There. Now there's TV for him to watch. I always make sure to get right up in there. Because my dark circles, honey. Like, and it goes. Okay. Now that we have more product, it does take me a couple of times to get it fully on my face. However, I like it so far, and it's my go-to. Okay, now that that is done, now that that's done and these are done, I'm gonna take this is my foundation brush. And I'm just going to pat this out. And I usually put whatever's left over in the brush into my rest of my face, just to kind of give it that extra oomph. Okay, now that that is done, all right, next, I gel my brows. Now, normally, I would go onto eyes or eyebrows, but because I don't have a brow product, so what I do is I use this gel, this lash gel, and it helps prep my eyelashes. I love this gel. It's by the Color Workshop, and I absolutely love it. See, most people would do it right before they put their mascara on. I usually do it a while before I put my mascara on. Just so that way. Just so that way I know I don't use my underlashes, I don't do my under eyes, my underlashes, because I don't typically like my underlashes to be flared out because I have really skinny eyes. Like when I smile, they close up pretty well. So my lashes would obscure that. So anyways, I am going to move on to eyes. Today, I'm going to be using the City Mini palette by Maybelline. I absolutely love this palette. I use this when I'm on the run, or like if I'm running late, or if I don't have anything else to wear, that sort of thing. If only I could get it open. There we go. Okay, so is what it looks like. I absolutely love this palette. It's great for on-the-go looks. But first, good God, what? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. All right, so first we must prime the lids, and I have the primer called it's the Ultimate Eye Primer by the brand Flower, and I just do just like that, just a little tiny dollop, just not even a dime-sized dollop, and that's only because I have tall eyelids, taller eyelids. And so therefore I have a lot more eyelid to work with and to play around with. So I need quite a bit, but I go from my inner corner all the way out for my eye shape and all the way up to my brow bone. Because that way, if I go up to my brow bone like this rather than like this, that way I can get all of my lid and make sure that everything is primed. So, okay, now that that is setting, okay, now I'm thinking of doing a gold sparkly look. I love gold. I don't ever lay white down underneath the gold just because I've found that if I lay white down before it, it tends to get very chalky looking on me, and I do not like that chalky look. And unlike some beauty influencers that I know, they tap their brush to get the fallout out. I don't. Only, and I put this all over my lid. And I only don't do that because it's extra eyeshadow. It's extra eyeshadow that I can put into the crease of my, see, golden eye. And as you can see, sorry about the baby crying. He's just being fussy and temperamental right at the moment, and he wants to be held, and I can't because I'm filming. And yeah, and then I just go like so. Let me just double check my mirror, because my mirror is gonna tell me, oh, that is patch 8. I need more. I am so sorry, people. There we go. There we go. It's very sheer, which I like. I do like. And only because there. All done. I know it's a simple eye look, but I'd rather do a simple eye look for this video, if you know what I mean, than do a complicated one and have my child cry forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Anyways, he is just being fussy, I swear. I just fed him, just burped him, just changed him, so he is totally fine. I don't want people out there, you know, thinking, oh, she's a bad parent because she doesn't watch over her son. No, I did just feed him, burp him, blah, blah, blah. So, anyways, moving on. All right, so moving on. I have my favorite, my holy grail, my everything. This is my hard candy translucent loose powder. I can't use any other color other than translucent, only because it doesn't get into my eye as well as, like, it doesn't it doesn't bake on my eye as well as this one does. And I bake I just bake in this little area just because, and up to right there, and up to the edge of my eyebrow. And I do that only because that's where I put the concealer. I'm sorry. I'm distracted by my child. Now, don't get me wrong. I have tried the other kinds of translucent powders or non-translucent powder. I've tried them all. I have tried. Now I'm just going to press whatever I have left into the rest of my skin, like so, especially into my smile lines. And the only reason I do my smile lines is because they crease. They crease, they crease, they crease. Okay. And then in a minute I will brush this off. Now that I am all full of all kinds of powder and I am caked to the nines and look like a weirdo. Next I'm going to do my mascara. Today I'm going to do, with the golden eye, I'm going to do Katy Cat Eye by Katy Perry. It's her collab with CoverGirl, and it's blue. Now, normally I don't do a wild lash if I have a gold eye or something like that. But I will today only because this is a makeup tutorial. And I'm not going to do a makeup tutorial, every day or anything like that. That's not what my channel is going to be about. I'm going to do one like maybe every week, once a week, type thing. And again. See, it doesn't do much for my lashes, and I have like a ton on. Doesn't do much in the turning them blue department. Not really impressed, but I do like it for the fact that it did turn my lashes blue. It's not very volumizing, which is something I am a queen for. I love a good volumizing mascara. Anyways, now I'm going to go ahead and brush this away. And bam, set and forget. Okay, anyways, so I again apologize for the baby. He's just being a brat because, well, he's too young to be a brat, but he is being a little whiny pants today because he wants to be held all the time today, and I don't know why. Okay, so then the next thing I've got to do is lips. So I know this is a weird, okay, so I know I haven't contoured or highlighted, but I'm not going to contour just because I'm having an issue right in my contour line on this side, and I don't want to just do one side for you guys. So I'm just going to skip right ahead to lips. Now, this is my Infallible by L'Oreal It is in the shade Blush. I like this doe foot applicator. It's really cute. It really is. Takes me a few dips. Just because this is one of the more drying lip glosses. So basically what that means is it does get a little more gummy. And then what I do is I do my Avon Sparkle Glaze Wear. Well, I won't do that for this look. This is a little bit of a darker color if you can't see. It's a maroon color, and I just, after this stuff, I'd rather not. Okay, so this, backwards, good God, my brain. Okay, so yeah, that just crusted up my thing and did not do anything to my lashes. All right, so now it says to shake. I'm doing a Jeffree Star, shake, shake, shake. Okay, so I have e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. Oh, that is a mist. Woo! Woo! That got everything next to me, around me, and on my face wet. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. Give that a second to meld into my skin and melt everything together. See, this is a more drying lip gloss, and it's not gummy. So, thing is that I like it. So, are these things, in Jeffree Star's words, Kayla approved? Yes, they are. Everything has been Kayla approved. Again, I'm sorry I didn't get to do brows. I don't really do the brows. And again, I apologize for the baby crying. I tried to do this while he was napping, and he just did not want to fall asleep. So I laid him down to play with his toys, and now he's fussing. So I am going to go, and you guys have a wonderful day.